I'm not going to spend too much time because you want to talk to them, but what I'd like to do today, just real quickly before we start, is we are going to make today Two Eagles Day in the city of Albuquerque, and I've got one for Leonid, one for Troy, and we'll be presenting these to these gentlemen because we're so proud of what they've been able to accomplish. We've had a wonderful time the last 3 days. As mayor, this is absolutely one of the coolest things I've ever got a chance to do, was to go to Baja and help get these gentlemen home. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Troy Bradley, and he's going to, he'll tell you about his team and all the great things that they did. I know you want to talk to him. So Troy Bradley, Leonid Tutayev.
Absolutely amazing to have all of you here for us, and thank you so much for coming out. I know it's Super Bowl Sunday, and you're here. Well,
this is better.
Lynn and I are so honored to have everybody here, and the team that supported us in Albuquerque, in Japan. Our meteorologist was in Belgium. Russian and American pilot. Truly was an international cooperation amongst so many people, and we couldn't have done it without the support in Albuquerque. The mayor, Betty Rivera, with the city of Albuquerque, offering the museum as a mission control. So we've had the support of Albuquerque from the beginning, and obviously we're getting it at the end as well. So we thank you so much for coming out. Our flight was absolutely amazing. Beautiful flight, 6.5 days over the Pacific. Landing a little bit short of landfall, but in the safest conditions possible by putting it on the water. And our goal was to break the distance and duration records, which we were able to do. And these records were very close to my heart because Ben Abruzzo and Maxie Anderson were my heroes growing up. I would look at those National Geographic magazines and hope that I could do something like that someday. And it takes nothing away from what they accomplished because they were the first and they really showed how to pave the way to do it. We were fortunate enough to be able to go out and do it just a little bit better with a little bit of luck and some newer systems. So with that, I'll give it to Leonid also. Oh my goodness.
Dear Albuquerque citizens, a big greeting from Russia, from another side of the Pacific. During our flight, we've broken not only distance and duration records, we've broken all records of cooperation and friendship. Yeah! It's more important for me that a calculated record. And our flight was impossible without Mission Control Center, which is situated in Albuquerque Balloon Museum. Big thanks to all helps us to day and night work on the monitor, analyzing weather forecast, and give us information, provide us information very important for our life. Thanks.
We've got quite a bit of our control center team as well that I'd love to introduce here. Steve Schoaf, who is the head of our command center, is back here.
Thank you very much. We're really pleased with this effort. It was truly a team effort. We had the two pilots in the sky. We had a great mission control. I had a wonderful team beneath me, working 24/7, and we ran into problems in the flight, and we anticipated that we would. We dealt with them. We moved on, and me, I feel very, very satisfied. I'm most satisfied that we got them on the ground safely. That was my main concern. So, thank you very much.
Sorry, what was the most challenging thing about the flight, that 6 hours?
Sure. The most challenging part was probably at the end. As we were approaching the coast, we were running low on ballast, which is basically your fuel in a gas balloon. And the weather was not as cooperative as we would have liked coming into the coast, but we knew that the winds on the surface were relatively gentle. We just had to get down through some storms to the south of us and such, and so we planned our landing to avoid all that and get down before the convection started kicking into the coast as well. So that was probably the most nerve-wracking, but that's on any balloon flight. The landing's the only time you can get hurt.
Tell us about everyday life in that capsule.
Sure. Everyday life was
Catherine and Daniel Johnston. Please report to gate 7 for final boarding.
Everyday life in the capsule was actually very comfortable. This is a well-built capsule. It was built in Albuquerque also by composite tooling. The heater ran magnificently. We actually got hot up there. Instead of, you'd think at those altitudes that we would have been in very cold, the heater worked tremendously. We'd have to shut it off on occasion just to cool it down a little bit. The big times of the flight when we're busy were in the morning when the sun would begin to heat the gas and take us up to a higher altitude. If we wanted to stay lower, we had to valve off quite a bit of gas. And then at night, as the gas would cool and contract, that's when you start dumping off ballast. And so we'd have to control our descent to see how far we wanted to go down. So those were the two really busy times of the day. In between that, we had some nice meals together. We enjoyed the views. We took some great pictures. Hopefully some of the cameras still work after being doused in the water. But it was very, very peaceful for the most part. It was probably the best gas balloon flight I've ever been on. It's just for the comfort level.
Are you still friends?
We're not
No, we stay brothers.
brothers.
And what is this moment like for you right now?
This moment's absolutely incredible. It's great to see everybody out here and greeting, but most importantly to have my family. Just to get back to them, because I know that this puts a lot of tension and pressure on both of our families. Lena and I both having families back here worrying about us, and that's a lot of stress to put on them. And so we're very happy to be back and assuring them that we're down and safe.
Are you going to watch the Super Bowl?
Maybe. Depends on how long this
Who's
goes.
going to win?
Seattle probably.
When's your next record-breaking flight?
We have to recover from this one at first, and then we'll start looking at some others. But obviously, I always have something else in mind.
Did you ever think you were
And
gonna?
maybe beer record tonight.
Yeah, beer records.
Did you ever think you would have a trip like this growing up in Russia with an American?
Could you repeat the question?
Did you ever think growing up in Russia that you would ever have a trip like this with an American?
Когда вы росли в России, вы думали, что вы совершите такой полет с американцами?
Не думаю, что с американцем, но о таком полете мечтал с детства.
I didn't think I was gonna do it with an American pilot, but I was dreaming about this flight since I was a child.
Where's the balloon now?
Я полетел в
The balloon is, it was all salvaged out of the water. We were able to recover it. A fishing trawler picked us up. And then from that point, the Mexican Navy came out and picked us up and took us to shore. So we don't know exactly the arrival time because it is a trawler and they're doing still their business out at sea. But they will, they'll take it to shore, and so hopefully sometime next week I'll go back down to Mexico and recover the whole system. But it would be flyable again, yes, it would be reusable.
Troy, your daughter said one day she wants to try to break your record.
Well, as any parent would be, I'm very proud that both of my children are following are choosing to follow in the things that I do. If they ever decided to go for any records or anything, they'd have my full support. And if anyone's going to break them, I certainly would hope it would be them.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody else?
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.